Exchange Place. This is the restored farm of the Preston family. This property was given to Exchange Place in 1970. So we've spent the past few years restoring the buildings so that we could interpret life of about the 1850 period when the Prestons lived here. Now behind me you can see some of the buildings that...
As well as shearing the sheep using the traditional method. The animal figured prominently in a school program she created through which about 2,000 children each year learn about livestock, candle dipping, whole cake baking, and overall farm life during the 1850s. And whereas, in addition to collaborating on an Exchange Place publication titled Lydia's Gift, a children's book illustrating the sheep-to-shawl process, Mrs. Burow participates in a hijacking and country wedding attraction that draws bus tours from New York to Texas. And whereas the daughter of a small-town physician, Suzanne Burow, grew up in Hillsville, Virginia, and graduated from Duke University, she later moved with her husband and young family to Kingsport, where she immediately became involved in various causes in her adopted community. And whereas, in addition to her extensive involvement in Exchange Place, Miss Burow has also lent her many talents and energies to cataloging the cemeteries in Sullivan County and Carroll County, Virginia, with the proceeds from the published records benefiting the county's respective historical societies. And whereas, a charter member of Preston Hills Presbyterian Church, Suzanne Burow has taken part in every aspect of church life, serving several terms as elder. One of her self-appointed tasks is to collect and distribute Christmas gifts and food to needy families. And whereas Miss Burow epitomizes the spirit and commitment that is characteristic of a true Tennessean. And whereas Susan Burow is wholly committed to the noble precepts of public service that have earned Tennessee recognition as the volunteer state, and she should be specially recognized. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 105th General Assembly of the State of Tennessee, the Senate concurring, that we hereby commend Susan Burow for her honorable and astute service to the good people of Tennessee, as we salute her many contributions to the preservation of history and the teaching of farm life through her work with Exchange Place. Adopted January 24, 2008, signed by the Speaker of the House, Jimmy Naphy, the Speaker of the Senate, Ron Ramsey, and the Governor of the State of Tennessee, Phil Bredesen.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. I tell you, this is just unbelievable. And I do think that we by far have the best 62 acres in all of Tennessee. So we do appreciate it, and thanks for all your help and your endeavors, and everyone here is a volunteer, and if you aren't a volunteer, you talk about us real well. So thank you very much, and I'm glad I have on my, I didn't know this was going to happen, but I'll just let you read the back of my shirt, and if you don't know it, that's the best intelligence that I know. It's just being a farmer. I think
Great.
oh.
I
Thank y'all for allowing me to do it.
Okay, so that brings us up to the lady of the hour, Suzanne Burow. Her son David is here with her today, and I'll just turn it over to you two, ever how that you'd like to do this.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I didn't realize quite all the turnout here. This is fantastic. I appreciate every one of you being here, and just as others were making their comments, I was just going to say a few words about how much Exchange Place has meant to Mom over the years. She always joked that she was born about 100 years too late, that she wished she was here when this really was a living farm. I always commented right back to her that the privy she built over there would have to be used for real. But she always thought that would be just fine. But seeing all of you and all this work, now I'm realizing just how much Mom means to Exchange Place. And it's very touching, and it's very overwhelming, and I can really just say thank you very much for all this effort and the work that all these other folks here who are sitting here who have done. Just I can't say enough about them. It's certainly a great honor for Mom, and but there are so many other people involved too, and make sure we remember those folks as well. Thank you very much.
I'd like to also mention, you'll see on your program listed, there is a committee of volunteers that's working to help get the house under roof. Okay, are you ready? One. Put your shovel in, get you a good grip on it there. Two. And three. Hey. Friends, we do thank you all for coming today for this great occasion. We do thank Suzanne especially. Thank you for being here. And thank you for coming.
Yeah, I believe it.
Well,
Very nice.
Yeah, so this is the final push. He was going to see
while you're preparing it for the smokehouse. Now, the meat lasted from approximately Thanksgiving until the 1st of April. And then after that, everything that was cooked was what was called a pot shot. In other words, it was fresh meat. They had chicken, deer, groundhog, possum, squirrel, so that after the meat that was preserved throughout throughout the winter was gone, then fresh meat would have been prepared in the kitchen. The corn crib and the barn that you see across the road from the restored farm were built about 1925 by the Prestons. The log house that you see we call Roseland. It was moved here from about 7 miles, and it belonged to the Bachman and Stedman families. It was to be destroyed, so we moved it here for a visitor center. It houses our quilters and our Over Mountain Weavers Guild. The White House across the road is where our caretaker lives, but it was actually the wing that was added to the main house at Exchange Place, so that Mrs. Preston did not have to go outside from room to room, to go from room to room and to go to the kitchen. We wish that you could come to Exchange Place, walk in the buildings, and see firsthand what you've seen on this video. But since you have not been able to, we hope that you have been able to get the flavor of Preston life in 1850.